Alright guys, welcome back to the third rendition of the lab. We're back after a different locals this time. This one is more close to home. I suppose the other one. There's no store credit involved. This one is basically, we do a bunch of Swiss rounds basically till top cut, and then prize support is given out. This logo is a little smaller, but it's definitely more skill based. There's a bunch, for the most part, a lot better players here. Joined by good friend Emmett today. Adam couldn't join us. He had to leave early because he's a little bitch. But either way, and he's watching this right now, so
we love you.
That's for you. I'm just kidding. Yeah. So yeah, well, you guys know how this works by now. So I played Infernoid today, just 60 card Infernoid. But you're like, well, you have the Zoo Engine. Well, I sided in the Zoo Engine if I knew I was going to go first. We'll go into this later, but played basically Infernoid Zoo 60 card. Round 1 had a bye. Round 2 I played against Paleo Frog, won that 2-1. Good match. Next round I played Adam, who was also playing, he was playing Zoo. He beat me 2-1 in a good match, and then I played my brother over here playing Invoked, and he beat me 2-1 due to Vanity's Emptiness, because he's cool like that. So yeah, those are my matchups and what I play. We'll go over to Emmett, and you can go ahead and discuss your matchups.
All right, so round 1 I played Predaplant. That was kind of an easy 2-0. Round 2 I played the Mirror. Game 2 was really intense, but I think in the end I just end up drawing better because that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Unfortunately. Round 3 I played DDD. Honestly, like, that could have been either player's game, but in the end I just out-resourced him, so I took that one. And round 4 I played Zoo against Adam. Honestly, like, game 1 and 2 like could have been either ones, and then game 3 I just drew Sanctums and D-Barrier, and that was it. Really.
That's the game.
Yeah, because Zoo was just good until you draw that. Like,
completely shut them off.
Game-winning cards right here.
Yeah.
And Dave, how about you? Obviously playing the same.
Yeah, Artifact, Invoked, Windwitch. It's switched from now, but earlier I was playing 2 Solar Windjammer and 2 Instant Fusion, and the idea was to go into Zolkin, you special Windjammer if you control no cards, and then you Instant Fusion out Theseus, you make Zolkin, you set a card, you make Crystal Wing, and I was actually playing 2 Crystal Wing. But I switched it back, but that was the build I was working with in case anyone was wondering. So round 1, I play Minerva Mill. He had the actual Minerva that was the $1,500 card. 60 card, just everything, and he beat me 2-0. Round 2, I played just pure Metal Foe, no text or anything, and just cure him and everything. Beat him 2-0. Round 3 I had to buy, and then round 4 I played Mike. Infernoid, and it was a 2-1. Game 3 I had Emptiness, so it was kind of a shutdown. But
I didn't see this card at all. It's so cool.
Actually, when I played Johnny, I had Emptiness, and he saw the MST, but I had Mecha Button to negate it.
Yeah.
Look at you.
So
just running amok with that fucking
best card ever, right here.
Ban this card, please. Just ban it forever. That was it, right? All 4?
That is it.
All right, so come back to me. So round 1, like I said, I had a bye because we had an odd number of people. I think we had like 15, if anybody was wondering.
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah. But yeah, so round 2 I played against Paleo. Game 1 was just like a really easy win because like I inherently have a really good matchup against Paleo because I play a bunch of DD Crows in the main deck, obviously, and like it's just a really easy matchup. Like there's nothing else really to it, and this card like forces out all their traps, negating their traps. So the Nunku is just way too easy. He did get to go first game 1 because he won the dice roll, but it really didn't matter too much because I was playing this build to go second today anyways. Like blind go second if I didn't know what I was going against, because this build is based off Matthew Monahan's build. A friend of mine sent me his build, and I kind of went with it and changed it up a little bit based on the cards that I had. And it actually worked out really well. So yeah, round 1 against game 1 against Paleo, like I said, I ended up winning. Game 2, he just won because I didn't open well. It was a longer grind game. Sided in this card and the band played on. Basically, there's the effect. You guys can see that. Thanks to my brother here letting me borrow the ultra rare playset. and it helped out a little bit, but the only time it helped me was like he specialed a toad from grave with Ronin or whatever, and then he tried to summon a swap from his hand and he realized he couldn't and he just had to pass. But I just didn't have enough resources to be able to like continue on to play. And then I think game 3, I could have either 2-0'd him or it would have been 3-1. I just can't remember. You know what happened just a couple hours ago. That's my memory for you. But game 3, he ended up seeing Iron Wall. I wanted to go first, so I sided in the Zoodiac engine. Didn't see it game 1, but I opened up like lawn mowing and surprisingly didn't mill like any of my zoo cards, which is insane. And so he flips Iron Wall on me, and I have a snow, and I only played 2 snow today and really didn't mind it. He flips Iron Wall. I chain snow to summon it, and then I normal the snow that's in my hand. Go into Broad Bowl, search Rat instead of Whiptail, make Dryden, pop it, and then I just proceed to go off next turn by normal summoning this and just making a zoo combo and like depleting his resource. And he draws Quaking. We were in time at the point, and he draws Quaking on his last turn and just scoops. So it was a pretty easy game 3. Then round 3, I played against Adam playing zoo. Game 1, I beat him pretty easily. Game 2, he beat me pretty easily, and then game 3, it was just game 2, like it was just outright I opened up horrible and couldn't do anything. Game 3, I saw a zoo combo, I think, and then I'm pretty sure it's just able to just break the board and just win. And then last round I played against him. Game 1, he ended up beating me fair and square. Game 2, I sided in the zoo combo because I knew I was going to go first. Open full zoo combo with lawn mowing. It was busted and ended up winning that game pretty easily as well. And then game 3, you saw Vanity's Emptiness for the W. I had Decatron, but he had Crystal Wing on board, so he just negated the Decatron, and there was no other way around it. Yeah, and that's it. As far as like anything that came in clutch, like the band plays on, like I really was eager to try those today. This is supposed to be like Triple D Bear, but I don't own Triple D Bear, so I decided to own some Spice. And it actually paid off really well. It's pretty good against Zoodiac and Paleo. I really like siding this in. And as far as like the other cards in here, like the trade-in was nice for Gamma Seals and Atondals since I was playing 3 of those today. Never used Hand Destruction and never used Advanced Draw. So I'm still yet to see how those are, but in theory they're supposed to work really well because with Advanced Draw, if you have like a Decatron on your board that's like a level 11 because you sent like a Nuku with it, you can just get rid of it and draw 2 cards and then summon something else out from your grave. Where is it? The one of Rekindling over here, and I was playing Monster Gate and Reasoning, and this Rekindling, this card is busted. Again, shout out to Dave here for finding 1 copy of this damn card. And basically you just summon as many fire monsters in your graveyard with 200 defense as possible, and it's just Decatron, so you just summon a bunch of these, and it just baits out stuff and it gives you a bunch of advantages. So like,
it's actually insane.
It was an insane card. It only came up against Paleo once, and I summoned 2 Decatron after Grass Looks Greener, and I just went to town on his back row with it because I just sent 2 Patrulia and just baited out like all of his back row. It's such a good card in here. I can't believe I wasn't playing it before. Just good. And then I played 2 rank 8s because playing more level 8s. Played this because this actually comes up when you have an Atondal and this Dogeron here, the level 8. It's pretty decent. I had the opportunity to go into 38, just didn't because he had a strike set and I kind of read it and just didn't want to lose all my monsters. I'll say really good, mills a card. So if you call Grass Screen, reveal the top card of your deck. If you call it right, you add it to your hand. And then if a card is sent from your deck by a card effect, you just spin a card on your opponent's side, or spin a card on your opponent's side of the field to the top or bottom of their deck. So like, the last example I'll give is like if you have this on your board and you go Void Feast, which I was playing a 1 of in the double lost one, which I really like, and you Void Feast, you summon 2 Decatron and you have the Elsay on board. You just send 2, and then Elsay would trigger, and then you can just spin something, to either the top or bottom of their deck. Yeah, pretty spicy. So much other stuff I want to keep testing with this build. It's just the advanced draws and the hand destructions. Other than that, pretty good. The trade-in's the only thing I saw pretty much out of that. But yeah, that was the build. Worked out pretty well. Just besides, like, against losing to Adam, like, it was just a fair game. Like, I bricked, and I really only bricked like once that whole match, which is, pretty good for a 60-card deck. But yeah, he just ended up outplaying me game 3. And then, like I said, the Vanities, you know, what are you gonna do, especially when there's a crystal wing on board. So yeah, that was my local experience today, and now we'll go over to Emmett here, and he's gonna talk about your matchups. Anything in particular that came up? Anything you want to talk about?
So like I said, round 1 was Predaplant. Honestly, I probably would have. I'm not trying to sound cocky. I would have beat him probably a little quicker if I knew like what a couple of cards did. He was actually taking in Shadal's. I can't talk. Shadal's. It was actually kind of a cool build. Kind of threw me off with the window. But in the end, it was just kind of like, I don't think he really understand what Mechaba did and that it banishes. So that was just kind of an easy 2-0. There's really not much to talk about there. For round 2, I played the Mirror against my buddy Billy. Game 1 was pretty swift. I just had like Sanctums and D-Barrier because that card is just fucking busted. And then Game 2 was a little bit more grindy. But in the end, I just had Sanctum and drew Alistair when I needed it because that's just kind of the game, unfortunately. Yeah. But super cool. I really do like playing the Mirror. Round 3 was actually DDDs. I'm so surprised people are playing that deck. But round 1, I think out-resourced him, and round 2, he out-resourced me. And then game 3 was like super grindy. Honestly, anyone could have done it, but he misplayed, and I think I was just able to come back with, I think Raijin. I booked it and then just ran over one of his. He kaiju'd my Mechaba, and then I think it was low enough to where I just ran over something else, and I just won like that. Round 4, I played Adam and Zoo. Good games, but I had T-Barriers and Sanctums, and
this is what makes this deck.
It really is like I was surprised when this went up, but like when I started playing it, like it's ridiculous. Like it's just so stupid.
It's this card.
It's basically another vanity.
That and then Undestructible Crystal Wing is just like, oh my god.
It's my biggest fear with my deck because like my only outs are. Hopefully I get a Decatron off or a fucking Kaiju, but
including like specials, I guess like honestly like huge like my favorite side deck tech is Chain Disappearance. Like this is a total blowout against the Zoos. I don't know if blowout's the right word, but it puts you at just such a huge advantage. Like if I haven't won with this game, like they have to do everything in their power to try to win. Yeah. Like it's like I love this card. Yeah. Or like it just hits everything, like Decatron, like Neptibus, like any just Alistair good. It's in the Mirror.
Alistair, yeah.
Trying to think. I really want to start messing around with like Instant Fusion. I kind of want to throw in like Castell or some other rank 4 in here, but everything's just super tight.
You were playing Lullabies before, right?
I tried out 2 for like a hot minute, and
just not.
It was alright. I don't know. I think I want to maybe put in another one of him because this is like ridiculous. You just go Raijin, book their stuff, and then just overlay, and then just pop it. This is one of those cards when you do it on people and they pick it up and read it, and then they're like they're just
still $50 card for a reason.
That's why that does that.
Pleiades is Pleiades. It's never come up. I don't think I've ever really got out Durandal. I may cut it, but it's great in theory. Everything else, like, if you think, like, just looking at it, it's pretty standard. I could, like, just go on. Honestly, like, Call put in a lot of work with just getting back Scythe or Moral Attack. Mm-hmm. We know that this card's busted. Like, honestly, this deck, it's crazy. I think it's probably the most consistent deck I've built yet. We can go out and we can go on about it, but it's pretty, I don't know. Try it out.
Anything else you wanted to, you could change, or anything else? Any last minute things? Or?
Besides, like I said, Instant Fusion, maybe throwing in like a rank 4 because there's like a time or two like Castell would have been really cool. Thought about putting in Strikes because like obviously these only do so much. Like Strikes can do, everything. I can't fully put into word like why, but we all know obviously. But this is 40 cards. I mean, I could justifiably just throw in 2 Strikes, call it 42. I don't know if I want to be that guy, but that's really it. Honestly, the deck's like really solid. Other when you just draw, the art of like the whole artifact engine in your opening hand, but that's Yu-Gi-Oh for you.
Yeah.
That's really it. The deck's really cool, and outside of Instant Fusion and Strikes, and maybe further experimenting with the sideboard, I think everything is super solid. Like, I love the deck.
All right. Well, Dave, what do you got to say about your matchups today?
So the first matchup, round 1, against 60 card Minerva .deck.mill. It was basically
Zombie.
Lightsworn zombie.
The type of deck where you drop Maxi and they deck you out.
Yeah.
'cause they're-
He was playing 2 Manticore.
Manticore.
Manticore of Darkness.
Oh my god.
That just
If
infinitely.
anybody doesn't know what that card is, pause this video and go look it up right now.
The Ultra is like $20 right now.
Yeah.
Whee!
But game 1 and 2, I opened okay. I think it was just like a Crystal or a Raging, and then he just like got crazy mills. Like he got real lucky. He would mill he would mill like 2 wolves, so it was a free rank 4. He opened Brilliant Fusion, sent Fairy Tale Snow every game, so it was just like uphill battle from the start. I needed to summon like 3 Crystal Wings to beat him. Even when his Minerva left the field, like he milled like 2 Lightsworn, and when that card leaves the field, you get to mill 3, and for every Lightsworn you hit, you get to pop card your opponent controls. So it's like a Raigeki basically. So that it wasn't the greatest, but whatever. Round 2, I played pure metal foe, no text, no nothing, just basic metal foe. 2-0. Game 1 was kind of grindy. I ended up bringing out this guy, banishing his whole field.
Good.
I had Crystal Wing. He went to go use Kieran. I negate it, but it did not get destroyed because it's a Magic Spectre. Summon this, banish his whole field, including his Kieran. And once that was gone,
that motherfucker.
it was
that horse
pretty
out of
easy.
here.
Game 2, this, and this to stop the MST, and that was it.
Just stopping the MST. Fuck the MST.
Tried to MST it twice.
Whee!
And then
Yeah, because Vanish is just from field or main deck, right? It's not from hand. That's dirty.
after I did it, he's like, wait, doesn't that go? And I'm like, nope.
Nope. Here's the smile on your face. Nope, it stays right here where it belongs.
Thanks for playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. Try again next time.
Yep.
Round 3 was by probably the hardest matchup of the day, but it was.
The bye round's always a tough one.
Yeah.
Round 1, it was an intense game. I almost decked out.
And then round 4 against Mike's Infernoids.
This. Whatever the hell this is.
This.
You won game 1, right?
Yeah, I won game 1.
You won game 1.
No, you won game 1. And then I won game 2. I might have just fucked it up in mine. No, I remember I lost game 1 pretty bad, yeah.
Game 1 and 2 are kind of hard. Game 1 I won pretty quickly. Game 2 he won pretty quickly, and then game
Zoo
3.
Engine, yeah.
Because I am a good player. I
Yeah,
played
no,
this
yeah.
card.
It was literally turn 1, he goes Ice Belt into Crystal Wing, which is already an issue, and then sets like 3 other back row and an emptiness and just flips it in standby phase.
Yeah.
And if he didn't have the emptiness, I would have won. But he had the emptiness.
I feel like Dave always rips emptiness.
People always like Adam and Dave. They literally both have the
we
emptiness.
play it.
I straight up like every time I look over, like Dave is like
Dave's
it's
flipping
just
an
face up
emptiness.
emptiness and like some other.
Face up emptiness and some other
You know what
bullshit.
It's like
This card should just be called some bullshit right on the top. That's what it should be
It's
called.
like that Michael Jordan quote: "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. If you don't play it,
You lose 100% of the games.
how many games can you win with it if
Should
you
have
don't
won if
play
you
it?"
would have played Vanities.
These are facts.
I don't play Vanities in this deck just because it just doesn't fit. So like I'm
I
not
would
stupid
still
to that
play it. I
level.
would still
And
play it.
I thought about playing that in a warning, but I want to kind of fuck around with the Quakings because
Quakings.
battle traps are like low key kind of busted.
Yeah.
Story
they don't-
Mirror Force
they don't see it
was a
coming.
very
Yeah.
beautiful card today.
This actually won me a game because he's like, I don't know, he tagged me with Dryden. I was like, nope, and
Put
he,
that shit face.
Yeah,
I've
really.
actually seen or heard one of the deck pros I watched. He either sided it or mained it, and the only reason he sided it, I believe it was siding. He would actually never put it in. He would just like when he was siding, he would let his opponent see it, and it mind game him. So whenever he had set cards he wasn't activating, he would always he'd always play around it as if he had it, but he never actually had it. And it would actually make the opponent make like conservative plays that weren't that great, just because he didn't want to get hit by that. And
that's kind of nuts.
it's a mind game, because like whenever I play against you, like because I know you play Quakings, I like remember the game we just played. I set the Crystal Wing defense.
Yeah.
And I attack because I didn't want to lose the Crystal Wing.
Right. And I actually had the Quaking
Yeah.
too. which
Yeah,
is
no,
fine.
you had like a set Quaking and a sight.
And then he rips the Twin Twister and
Yeah.
fucking pops it. I'm like,
Jesus.
awesome. I'm like, now how do I deal with this?
But yeah, no, Quaking is powerful. I think it's the best Mirror Force out. I think it's better than Storming.
Yeah, playing against Adam, I had to.
It's debatable.
Especially-
And when I
This
played against Billy after for
This
fun,
card.
like I had Dryden, I think like Devyat or Dryden and Kagetsuchi. I put my Dryden to defense because I wanted to get it storming.
One thing that the coolest thing about today was this card, Purgatrio, against the Metalfoe player.
Yes.
Game 1, he has 1 card in hand, no set spell traps. He has a full scale and 5 pendulum Metalfoes in defense because you're trying to wall up. So I summoned this by banishing my Alistair and a Metalfoe he had in his graveyard. It was up 5, 6, 7, so it was 1,400 plus
1,400 additional.
Yep, so it was at 37, and then I did 2 Alistairs over it to bump it up to 57.
Yes.
And he had 8,000. I just punched through 2 defense guys that had 2,000 defense and 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a story for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was like,
Purgatrio's
attack.
busted.
He activated Metalfoe's counter to
Card's
replace the
good
one I
against this
hit,
deck,
and I was-
too.
destroyed it.
Yeah, just get it ready.
Spot removal and
Deviati.
Nukas and
Yeah,
Deviati.
and after I did that, he was like, he thought this was the best card in extra deck.
Yeah,
and I was like
no.
the worst.
Did I see you're playing the double Elysium as opposed to his singular Elysium?
Yeah. Did you really think you needed this?
Yeah.
I just threw that in there because I swapped it over from the because I was
Yeah,
playing
he was playing the double crystal
double
Zolkin
crystalling
Theseus.
Zolkin Theseus.
So you're just
Honestly,
gonna filler.
I love this card, and I kind of want to start using it a little bit more. So I'm probably gonna test 2.
And
but
you just put that Castle in, right?
if you're
Yeah,
playing this
so-
deck and you got a tight extra deck space and a lot of stuff you want to try, you only need 1. But I want to try it because like there's a lot of times mid to late game, especially if you're grinding in a mirror or, like against Infernoid, like the card's retarded.
Also, did the third Mechaba ever come out?
That's also a card that I swapped out because
I
of the
see.
spaces.
Yeah.
Usually I never get past 2 unless it's like a
Really
normally
grinding.
grinding.
There was like one game I could think of where like I could
Yeah.
have used one, but I didn't need it. And I won.
Yeah.
These 2 I never use. This I'm excited to see also how play around things like D-Barrier.
Catch.
This I go into 2 to 3 of these a lot.
And you're not playing any.
Oh,
would you,
free
would
is
you
free.
play any rank 5s if you?
Zemoyo. I gotta get
Zen,
Zemoyo.
I'm telling you, dude, this is
Zen
I have to get
ridiculous.
card.
Especially with Quaking
Yeah.
book, like there's just it's so much utility.
Yeah.
They don't see it coming too, and
No.
also they forced to make strikes or whatever
Yeah.
like live, so
Waste strikes, waste
Yeah.
whatever.
I really like it.
Side deck, Crows, really good. I wasn't playing, but I want to play them now because I've had lately Crow's been messing me up, especially when they're taking Alistairs and Invocations out of my graveyard.
When they crow and bow, you cry like a man. Straight up.
Straight up
Like,
accept
see,
your death.
Retarded, especially because our deck inherently has synergy with it. Because a lot of people are playing things like My Body and they expect a slumber. Like this can't be destroyed, obviously. Other things that like Kagetsuchi. So I just put these in. They act as water, fire, light, wind targets. I guess. Like I've made
Earth,
Rage in
too.
with this a couple
Oh,
times.
no, he's funny.
So I just kind of like he does. I just throw the Kaijus in because like Kaiju does not lose to My Body or anything like that.
Yeah.
My body's a
I hate pendulums. I'm gonna take people's Alistairs because that's what Rakan was doing to me. Took my Alistair twice so I couldn't fusion with it. Just made Invo fizzle.
It's ridiculous.
It's kind of like Chalice too. It's an interruption play. You can take stuff. It depends on the match, but you can just take something and it ruins their whole turn. And then I usually put this in against Paleo or Battlefoe.
You were mentioning about like how good Chalice was. Like, do you wanna?
Yeah, no, Chalice. This is the best card in my deck. I think. Like, I mean, obviously, like this is good and this is good, but like, besides main engine, this card is actually insane. Actually, I'll just mention it real quick. Last night at the other locals, we were in time, game 3, and I had a Crystalling in attack mode, and we were in time. I believe our life points difference was 500 in my favor, and in time it's a life point difference of you don't hit 0. He was playing Invoked Shadal, and he had Mechaba, Winda. He summons Winda. He goes attack. He's like Crystal Wing affects attempt to activate because you can't. It's not optional. If it gets attacked, it has to activate. And he's like, so Crystal Wing's attack will attempt to activate. And he's like, in response, I will chain Mechaba. He had the discard for it, so he did it. And I had this card set, and I would have lost if it was not set because my Crystal Wing would have gotten banished. The window would hit me for 22, putting me lower, not to 0 but lower, and then the turn would have passed, and I would have lost in time. But I chain Chalice, and his window hits my Crystal Wing. He takes 3,000, and I win.
And that's all she wrote.
Insert the teabagging motion.
This card, like, because you'll go Crystalling, Ragin turn 1, or, Ragin, Sanctum turn 1, but, like, whenever I have this set with it, I just feel super safe, because if they...
Extra line of
The
security.
one oddity that's going to out what I have, this usually just goes, no.
Yeah.
But, honestly, if I could cut, I might cut Book for it. Because this, I've also used this to win games, like...
Yeah.
Where I'm like,
Boost
okay,
yourself
you have
up.
7,500 life, I have 7,200 or 7,300 damage, boost my guy by 400.
And swinging.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Anything
else you want to mention? Or...
I want to mess with Instant Fusion more. I've already been playing with it a bit.
Yeah, same.
I don't know. I'm just trying to continue to find ways because, like, I feel like this is basic Artifact Wind Witch Invoked. This is like this is basic. Like
literally.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
pretty much identical.
I mean, obviously, I'm getting these and I'll be throwing them in, but like other than that, like I mean, the Quakings are different, but basically at its core, it's the same. And and I've heard, videos from really good players that constantly top major events. If you go into a 11 round YCS with this deck, it may be good enough to, beat the Mirrors, beat Zoo, but at some point you're gonna run out of luck. And you want to have a deck like this, but you want to have it be able to do something that no other deck can do, or other decks won't see coming or deal with. And that's what I was attempting to do with the Windjammer, because Crystal Wing is like, if you open Alistair Mechaba, like cool, or Raging, cool, but like this is the best card because he can't be destroyed. So it's the Slumber that's popular, won't work. So that was an attempt to make it so that you open Crystal Wing more often. He can be destroyed by card effect, but it's still Crystal Wing. True. And then you're not limited by the only summon win, so you can go to Mechaba. That's just what I'm attempting to do lately, and I'm continuing to work at that.
Question for you, Mike. Like, so you with the whole Zoo engine, like, what would you typically take out? Because like
the thing is, like,
that's a big side.
Right when I had to side this in the first time, I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna side in? Because I would side in. It's 11 cards altogether, I think. Like, if I won game 1, which I usually ended up winning the game 1, at least for the most matches. And not just like today, but like the previous days, I would just side in these 4 if it called for it. And then if I had the opportunity to go first, if I had lost game 2, I would side in this. And then usually what I ended up siding it out was like probably like the hand destructions, the advanced draw, maybe 1 or 2 of them, both trade-ins, and Imagination I ended up siding out usually because I just don't ever need that card at more than 2 really. And I'd side out 1 of each Piety and Jet because those are just extra names that can come out. It's really easy to side in, just like there's just so much stuff that you can side out, like especially since it's a bigger build.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Playing 2 of these is really good too.
Yeah, because and I also was just playing the 1 Void Feast today, and I would usually cut Lost Winds too. If I knew I was gonna go first, you just come out for the going first engine. So like, and this is obviously better for going second. But there was a lot of times where I milled this card and it's in grave, and you can just reset it when they go into the extra deck. It's really, really good card. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this card run amok in the meta lately.
It's like a $4 rare now.
Yeah, $4 rare for sure.
Paleo.
Yeah, but it's 11 cards to side in the Zoo engine, but like I've been skeptical of playing it in the main deck lately, and I was gonna go down to 40 cards and try it, but like my friend sent me this list. He's like, before you change it, just try this list out, and he sent me it, and I actually really like it today. I just want to do a lot more testing with it, obviously, and then I'll probably be able to make a final opinion, but most of the spells and some extra monsters would come out, but other than that, yeah. So, anybody else got anything else to add last minute, or shall we put this lab in the books?
I'm like super happy with the build. I love your guys' idea too. Like I said, minus.
You went undefeated last night, right?
Yeah.
And did you did today, right?
Yeah, technically, yeah. I did.
It's working.
It's working. It's putting in work, bro.
Yeah, bro,
Time to go win a YCS.
Yeah, right.
YCS.
Or I'll go to Rochester and scrub out.
Yeah, Rochester and scrub. Oh, geez. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the 3rd rendition of the lab. If you did, be sure to leave you guys' comments down in the comment section below. And, yeah, we'll be back probably next week. Either on the first locals after that or the second one, who knows. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to kill a sign out. We'll see you in the next one.